Welcome back to Biz Asia America. I'm Elaine Reyes again. We are following breaking news out of the Korean Peninsula, where there are reports that the DPRK has launched a long-range rocket. Let's go now to Beijing, where Deng is joining us live on the phone. What can you tell us? What are you hearing there in Asia?
Well, Elaine, China still hasn't reacted to this news because the DPRK has just launched this rocket. But since the beginning of December, China has paying very close attention and making significant efforts to maintain peace and stability on the Korean Peninsula and Northeast Asia, because the stakes are too high in this issue, not only for the DPRK or the Korean Peninsula, but also for the whole Northeast Asia region. Well, what I can tell you is that on December the 2nd, China expressed its concern about satellite launch plan of DPRK, saying it hopes relevant parties can act in a way that is more conducive to the stability of the Korean Peninsula. The Foreign Ministry said that the DPRK has the right to peaceful uses of outer space, but that the right should be exercised within limitation of UN Security Council resolutions. I think this statement is worth paying attention to, because later the United States and South Korea both say that if the DPRK launches this rocket, they would take the issue to the UN Security Council. So I think it's worth paying attention to that, how this issue will be discussed at the Security Council. Now, on December the 3rd, China pledged to communicate and coordinate with concerned parties about satellite launch. The Foreign Ministry says that maintaining peace and stability of the Korean Peninsula serves common interests, as well as being a shared responsibility of concerned parties. On December the 4th, China called on the DPRK to act prudently in regard to the country's proposed satellite launch, and China has maintained contact with other parties to the six-party nuclear talks, which also includes the Republic of Korea, the United States, Russia, and Japan. On December the 7th, Chinese Foreign Minister Yang Jiechi had a phone call with his U.S. counterpart, Secretary of State Hillary Clinton. That was said by a Foreign Ministry spokesperson. Well, on December the 10th, China called for joint efforts to safeguard peace and stability on the Korean Peninsula after the DPRK announced a change in the timing of its satellite launch. Well, on December the 11th, China reiterated that it's paying close attention to the satellite launch plan of the DPRK and vowed to maintain communication with all parties, including DPRK and United States. Elaine?
Do you think there is an element of surprise, and how do you think the new leadership in China will handle this situation, as China has maintained the stance of keeping the lines of communication open and advocating for peace and stability, and yet it appears that the DPRK, if it isn't true that they did this without consultation from China?
Well, I think this is certainly a test for the new leadership, but as we all know that China is the host of six-party nuclear talks, and this whether or not China can maximize this platform, I think it could be a key to a resolution of to resolve this issue. But I don't think this is a complete surprise to all parties, because it was widely expected that the DPRK would launch this rocket between December the 10th and the 22nd. So I think everyone was expecting this, but not an exact date. I think now it depends on major powers involved to solve this issue through dialogue or negotiations, or maybe if the United States and its allies want to put harsher sanctions on the DPRK, it may also need more negotiations.
Okay, Deng, thank you so much for your report. We'll of course be checking in with you as much as we can.